Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the garden. Um, I think I cleaned a lot of stuff out since I last shot an update. Um, yeah, I did. I cleaned out a lot of the spring stuff there, so some things will look a lot different. But anyway, our tomatoes are doing just super fantastic. This Juliet tomato here has done. The vines and stuff have grown tremendous. So this plant right there is the Juliet. It has come up all the way to the top, over that side, and then it goes all the way over there. So it is spread to the side and up, just a ton. It could literally fill, like, well, it has almost. I mean, this little cherry 100, sweet cherry 100 is here, but I mean that Juliet would easily take over this entire section of fence if we let it. So it's crazy. So we have tons of the Juliet. The vines are going crazy and doing good on that. And then our sweet 100s, we're doing very well on those. Those are really coming in. And our aromas are struggling a bit, the ones here, but sticking through it. And then these aromas are doing okay. Not the best, but they're doing alright. They're not as bad as these three for some reason, maybe because these get the more sun, I'm not sure. And then our beans in the back, the green beans are doing fantastic. The other beans are having a little bit of troubles. So here's our green beans. You can see we got lots of flowers. I haven't seen any beans yet. Sometimes with them they grow and they don't put any, don't actually produce any beans until they're done growing. So I might need to come in and trim them up a little bit to give them a signal to stop growing and start producing. So anyway, we do have lots of flowers, so hopefully we'll have some green beans soon. And then looks like we have a lot of leaves here, so some of these are dying. I don't know if they're getting eaten by bugs or if they're just something else is going on, but they're getting all crunchy, crispy up in there. So kind of, if that becomes worse, we'll need to look into that. And then one of our hyacinth beans is doing good here. Lots of vines up in here. This other variety here is not quite as tall at this time of the year, but still doing good. Unfortunately, these little guys here, which was the new variety, I can't remember which one it was, has done basically nothing. It grew up, had some nice green. Oh, we can see here they are. There's actually one of the beans right there. Huh. So that's a bean there. And then, oh, there we go. We have a couple beans, and then that's it. They didn't even get filled out, and then their leaves are falling off, and so it's crunchy. And once again, I don't know what happened, but I'm not sure. So we'll have to see what that variety was, and see if we can kind of figure out a cause, or try again next year, I guess, and see what happens. And then our Scarlet Runner beans have not done good at all. So these are the ones that we had planted. Only a couple made it up. So it looks like we had 3. And then even the ones that did grow up and actually grow out and had some flowers and stuff, their leaves are just falling apart. I mean, they're just so crunchy there. So they're not gonna, looks like they're not gonna do anything, except make out a few flowers, and that's it. So I don't know what's going on with them. We haven't had those issues in the past. These are our paste tomatoes on the backside. These are doing a lot better as far as their health, and they're starting to really set some tomatoes now. So we're happy about that. And more of our little volunteers coming through, little tiny guys. Again, you can see them coming through because we didn't plant any of those little ones over here. Our San Marzano hasn't done very well at all. This one's kind of a like a small size Roma, but it just hasn't done really much at all. Like most of the stuff, growth here is not the San Marzano. It's either the Volunteers or it's the Tomatillo. So I don't know what happened to it this year. And then the Tomatillos have done good. Looks like we've got, oh no, that one's empty. There's tons of vines and tons of things, but some of these, oh, well, let's see. See, there's one, but there's like nothing in it. Huh, it's weird. It's like they're not really producing a lot and getting, I don't know if they're, not getting pollinated or what. There we go, there's some. So, anyway, some of them are empty, but anyway, and then our, I was going to call them ferns, Our asparagus here is doing great. There's some ladybug larvae, ladybugs there. It works as a great habitat for them, which is fantastic because that helps control our pest population, specifically our aphids. And yeah, I can see ladybugs and larvae all over there now. So, pretty happy with that. I cleaned up a bunch of the volunteers, cut some of this out and some of it back, and picked a ton of them. And then we have our asparagus, which we got some first ones last week, and so looks like we have red asparagus now. That's coming up, so we'll have some of that. And our eggplants are doing well. Sweet peppers are starting to produce a little bit. They always have a little bit of trouble. Looks like we got some good banana peppers. So we'll have those, and looks like whatever this variety is here, I can't remember. These ones are doing really good. So I gotta see if they're supposed to change color or whatnot, but they're looking good. Those little guys are doing good, so things are going pretty good. With our corn, looks like at least our old school, the variety we've been growing, is doing pretty well, pretty consistent. With those other variety, the penny corn, it's been struggling a little more. It grew up quicker, but then it kind of had some issues. I think it got knocked around and stuff during a windstorm, and these guys weren't as developed yet, so they didn't get pushed around as much. But we'll see how they do. If at least we can figure out what we need to do for next year. But there'll be a couple of years at least, I hope. And so with the spring garden, I did kind of really clean it out a bit. Hacked back some of this beet that I'm letting seed, and then took out a bunch of the kale. Some of the kale here was just completely infested with the aphids, and so just pulled all those out. And then that made it a lot neater and cleaner in here. Looks like, oh man, some of the aphids have moved on to these ones, but it was just a few leaves in there. At least these ones are not, so that's a lot better than it was before. And literally the entire stalks this big were every surface was covered. So we pulled those out and just kind of cleaned up a bit, and I think it's helped out a lot. So it looks like we have our purple bush beans are doing pretty good. Oh, they're putting out quite another little crop there. Sweet. We're still letting our carrot seed. I really got to look into that and see. I don't know. They're still there. It hasn't fallen over. It's just so weird how it did that with the onion. It kind of, it was real easy to determine when it was done seeding, and we harvested them. But this one's kind of a lot different. So anyway, and then our pole bean here, which got mistakenly planted over here, has done really well. The vines are up to 7 feet now, some of them. Lots of flowers, and I saw some pods over here, and I don't remember which variety this is, so it looks really nice. Oh, look at that. There's a sneaking worm right there and 2 holes on it. So, looks like we have some competition for our beans. I'll have to look into that. But there's tons of these, and I don't remember if these are the dragon's tongue beans or if these are Good Mother Stallard soup beans. So we'll see what that is, but they're really pretty. And we'll just have to look into them and see kind of what they are. But it looks like they're going to be productive, assuming I can keep that little worm under control. But yeah, the plants are doing very well on the vine, or on the trellis now, so we'll see how they do. We got a few more squashes. They really haven't been super duper productive this year. It could be that I planted them a lot later, but they haven't died from the pests, so it's just that they just really haven't thrived, which is unusual. So make sure to note that for next year. Definitely want to plant them when we planted the others. So anyway, that's about it. So lots more tomatoes. Other stuff's coming along. You can get some beans here, and cleaned up the spring garden finally. So anyway, that is where we are for now, and thanks for watching.